A very good morning and welcome to Easter Road. Christmas Day and Boxing Day are out of the way, and now for the most important day of them all, Derby Day. Hibs versus Hearts live here from Easter Road, and the action begins from 12:30 this afternoon. Hi there, a very Merry Christmas to you and welcome to the Team Talk live here from Easter Road. My name's Gavin, Rittoo, and for the big games, well, we pull out the big names, and I'm delighted to be joined by newly appointed women's team head coach Joelle Murray. Joelle, first of all, how was your Christmas? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Christmas was good. It was a little bit different, certainly different build up to Christmas Day, but yeah, Christmas Day itself was really enjoyable one with the family.
Nice one. And just tell us a little bit about what the last few days have been like for you. Obviously now newly appointed women's team head coach. How did that all come about? And I imagine it was quite a few days.
Yeah, quite a few days is an understatement, Gav. I think it was certainly a quick turnaround. Once obviously the club heard about the interest elsewhere for Grant, and then yeah, it was quite the 48 hours thereafter. It was a whirlwind, but an exciting one. A few days of a lot of emotions, a few days of lots of discussions, but I think the overriding emotion was one of excitement. So yeah, it was a different one, but an exciting one.
Yeah, just talk to us a little bit about those emotions, because you've been here as a player, you stepped into that coaching role as well. Now to be head coach, I imagine that must be a really proud moment for you.
Yeah, it's a proud moment for me, and certainly a proud moment for my family. I think my journey here at the club has been incredible. I only felt like yesterday I was starting out as a young girl in the women's first team, and the journey, as I say, it's been incredible. All the milestones and along the way have been proud ones, and this is certainly the next big one for me. So as I say, it's an exciting opportunity, leading the girls, being head coach at this fantastic club, and one that, as I say, I'm really excited about getting started with.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you've got kind of a couple of weeks until the next game, but how much are you looking forward to leading from the dugout and building on the success of last year and the start to this season as well?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I think we've got an exciting group, a group of great quality, and certainly we want to continue the successes that we've had so far. And I think out with the women's team, the women's department, we've got really good people at the club. Within those 48 hours, so many people reached out, whether it be at the training centre in person or through message, and it's quite overwhelming, but heartwarming to know that you've got these people around you that believe in you and are willing to support you. So yeah, I'm excited to lead the group, to see where we can go. And I was asked how I would do it, if I would change, and I think I'll adopt the same mentality. Won't compromise who I am. I'm a winner. I've always been a winner throughout my career, and certainly that's what I want to achieve in this new role. Yeah,
definitely. Well, very well said, Joe. And we're very lucky to have you here as the head coach of the women's team. Let's move our focus then to Derby Day as well. A massive game always in the calendar. Always just feels a little bit different on Derby Day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. The excitement, the nerves are increased tenfold. I think there'll be many Hibs, myself included, that had a restless sleep last night in the lead up and the build up to this one. And it's the fixture that we all look for in the calendar, especially playing here at Easter Road. So yeah, it's an exciting day to hopefully look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. And the action begins from 12:30 this afternoon. We're at this time of year where almost you don't really know what day it is, but Hibs were in action 7 days ago, last Saturday, against Dundee United. Here's a reminder of our last game before Christmas.
Getting the overlap from Barlasser on the left-hand side. Cannon's going to go himself and hit the side netting. Unnecessarily. Dowie makes the run peeling off. Cadden will go for the first time, cross towards Boyle, and it just got away from him. Waters and Stevenson, and Dundee United with their first shot of the game have the opening goal. Hibs failing to clear from the cross. Terrible pass from Salinger. This is Waters for 2, and Grant Hanley with a vital piece of defending. Rafa Salinger. And you've had his shirt pulled there. Barlasser. Is he going to line one up? He will, and that is a pretty wicked deflection. Karen will try and get it in now. And Bowie on the first time effort puts it wide. Dale. Cadden. That's a good cross for Bowie, it must be, surely. And how that has not gone in, I do not know from Kieran Bowie. Deserve an equaliser if we can get it before the break. Good corner, Mitchell's touch. Boyle, there it is! An 8th goal of the season for Martin Boyle. That's the equaliser we deserve. The corner, again, the Dundee United defence unable to deal with the cross. It's the flick on from Mitchell, comes through to Boyle, takes it first time. Clever finish off the deck. The penalty area. As Karen delivers, and Richards gets the punch. Oh! Bounced off the underside of the crossbar. Bowie. And it's Boyle. Come back here for Megwa, pushed away by Richards. His first start of the season. Barlasser though runs in to Sibbald. This is danger. It's Sapsford. Inside Megwa. Still Trapanovsky. Good save. Salinger. Bowie. Campbell. And Cleege. In on goal is Cleege. Denied by Richards, and Cleo Harding gets it off the line. He's going to get it back here, Chevy, and he's managed to get space. And Chevy.
Yes, 1-1 it finished last time out at Tannadice. Joelle, what did you make of that? Would you say 1-1 a draw, probably a fair result?
Yeah, I think over the 90 minutes, probably a fair result. You saw the chances for both teams, so yeah, I think for me it was probably a fair one, Gav.
Mm-hmm. It is a difficult place to go, Tannadice, and Dundee United had come off the back of that win over Celtic, so, and I think David Gray mentioned it a few times post-match and in the lead up to this one as well. That could be a good point come the end of the season, but only if we start backing it up with wins later today and over the festive period as well. Yeah,
100%. I think you're absolutely right. I think backing that up, getting a bit of consistency, not only in our results but our performances. I think across the 90 minutes, putting in that complete performance. I think against Dundee United there, it was a slower start. Second half we came into the game, had opportunities. So yeah, I think those points, like you said, are only crucial points if we can capitalise on them in the next game, if we can gain that consistency. So yeah, this being the next game, we want to certainly do that here.
Yeah, do you think that's the kind of main thing that has been missing this season, is that consistency of results and almost having that complete 90-minute performance, especially in the big games?
Yeah, absolutely. I think against Dundee United, like I said, not so great a start, but second half it was excellent. I think when you think back to Falkirk here, the first half was outstanding. We allowed Falkirk back in the game for a 20-minute spell before then seeing it out again. So I think if we can put together that 90-minute consistent piece, I think we can hopefully use that game, today's game, as a springboard to really go on and propel the rest of our season.
Yeah, just on that United game, there's obviously a few changes in personnel. Kanayo Megwa was in at right back, Zach Mitchell made his Hibs debut, and they both kind of settled quite seamlessly into the team. How impressed were you with them?
Yeah, really impressed by both of them, in particular two players who've waited a long time to get an opportunity, Zach Mitchell in particular. And I think they grasped it really, really well. Some days disappointment is somebody else's opportunity, and as a player, as a professional player, you need to be ready for those moments and those opportunities when they come. And I think certainly Megwa and Mitchell will have given David Gray a little bit of a headache ahead of today's team selection.
Yeah, how difficult is it when you've, like, particularly for Zach Mitchell, and when you've been on the sidelines and you're turning up to training and you're involved in match day squads, but you haven't made your debut yet to almost then get thrown in at almost a couple of hours or a day's notice, whatever it was. How difficult is it to be prepared mentally and be ready. And the performance that he put in, it was really impressive considering everything that came with it. Yeah,
it was really impressive. And sometimes I think those moments and those opportunities when you've not got a lot of time to think about it are almost easier. I think Zach, being the professional that he is, for someone so young, he'll have been ready for that moment whenever it came, if it didn't come against Dundee United. But I think not having a lot of time to overthink it, in my opinion and from my experiences, is almost better, because you almost use the adrenaline and take that into the game. So yeah, I think certainly he'll be extremely impressed and proud by the way he played, and it almost gets that off his back, and now he can pretty much relax and take the next opportunity when it comes.
And kick on, definitely. On the topic of adrenaline, then there's no more game for bigger adrenaline, for bigger moments than the derby, both on the pitch and in the crowd. How much will the fans be relishing this one today, particularly around the festive period as well?
Yeah, as I say, this is the one that we all look for, the fans in particular. It's a Saturday, 12:30, it's a derby at Easter Road, and these are the ones that the fans look forward to and are even more excited than normal coming to the stadium for. So yeah, it'll be a big one. There'll be more hype, it'll be a sellout, there'll be pre-match activations, I'm sure. So yeah, it's a big one for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. And you might not be able to see on the cameras, but there's plenty of people kind of behind all putting out the tifo at the moment. It's sure to be a massive game later this afternoon. But here's a reminder of the last time the two sides met back here at Easter Road earlier this year.
There, Martin Boyle, he scores! Martin Boyle opens the scoring in the Edinburgh derby. That came out of absolutely nothing, Marvin. Measure the cross. He does. Hearts will get it clear.
Hit it.
Chance here for Iredale. Oh, what a finish! Jack Iredale with the left foot! Wow! What a hit!
Yes, it was a special day here at Easter Road earlier this year, the last time the two sides met. Joelle, do you think it's going to take a moment like that, a Jack Iredale wonder go, or a bit of individual brilliance to separate the sides today?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you look back at the last few games against each other, it's all been very, very tight. So yes, I think it'll be another tight game. And for me, those moments, those scenes, if we can see more of those today, then absolutely incredible, because it means everything to us. So yeah, a Jack Iredale or a Martin Boyle or anyone, let's get another one of those today.
Yeah, so you're expecting a tight game, because obviously we played once already in the league this season at Tynecastle. Nothing really in the game, but Hearts got that goal in the last minute through Craig Halkett. they are always kind of KJ frantic games. Are you expecting the same today?
Yeah, I think so. I think KJ frantic games. I think what's crucial for us is being clinical. I think that game at Tynecastle, we had opportunities to go ahead. The Martin Boyle one, and a couple others. So I think for me, taking the opportunities when they come, being more clinical, and giving that little bit of comfort in the game will be absolutely crucial today.
How important is the start today? Because you've seen what Easter Road can be like when the fans are behind us. You saw the scenes at the end of Sunshine and Leith there and stuff like that. How important is it that we get the fans and everybody buying in right from the start today?
So important. We all need to be pushing together. And I think I speak about it all the time, getting on the front foot nice and early, because what it does, it settles the nerves, not only on the pitch but off the pitch. So I think getting on the front foot, getting ahead if possible, nice and early, will be crucial today.
Yeah, just going back to your time as a player then, did you prepare differently for Derby games, or what was your message to the players when you're part of the huddle or as a coach as well?
I don't know if I prepared differently. I think internally, the pressure that I put on myself was enhanced, but I think for me I tried to on the exterior remain level, remain balanced, because I didn't want to give my advanced or enhanced pressures out into the dressing room. So I think it's always different when you're a big Hibs fan. It means that much more. So internally, the nerves and the pressure were heightened, but externally I tried to remain as balanced and composed as possibly could.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Welcome back to the Team Talk here from Easter Road. Time to get the pre-match thoughts from a player who's had his fair share of big moments in the Edinburgh Derby. Martin Boyle spoke to the media earlier this week.
They surprised you a little bit this season, just how consistent they've been?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. The consistency's been good, and something that we've definitely lacked. We know that. We know there's obviously times of the season where we've let games slip away from us. We've dropped a lot of points, so that's. No, obviously the consistency is definitely key in this league. So yeah, they're obviously maintaining that, but we know it's a derby. The famous old saying, form goes out the window. So, like you say, hopefully we can, play our best and get the result.
Any particular derbies that you've played in that you would say, well, I really enjoyed that one? There must be a few. I enjoy
all the derbies, minus the defeats, but the atmosphere and all that special. It's it's something that like I say, you look for it at the start of the season. It's definitely the main one. So the bragging rights and stuff like that come along with it. The adrenaline, it's just a buzz to be playing in it. It's a special game. So yeah, obviously played in quite a lot over the years here. Scored in a few, so I have had special memories. But at the same time, I know how it can turn when we don't come out the winning side.
Yes, that was Martin Boyle on the media duties ahead of the derby earlier this week. Joelle, Martin's just a player that kind of relishes these big occasions. How much would he be looking forward to it today?
Yeah, he'll be really looking forward to it even more than any other game, I would imagine, because like you said, he's come up with big moments in these games previously, and he'll be looking for another one today.
Yeah. Do you find sometimes, like in football, there are players that just relish those big moments and almost find an extra gear in the big games? Because you've seen, especially with Boyle in the derby, scored plenty of goals. He had obviously the goal earlier this year that we're seeing on screen there. He had the double at Boxing Day as well 5 years ago or so. Is that something that you found in your playing career, that there's some players that just rise to the occasion?
Yeah, absolutely, and Martin's certainly one of those. He thrives on these games, he thrives on these moments, and it fuels his hunger. So I've got no doubt he'll be looking towards today to try and get another Derby Day goal and really boost his goals for the club in total. So yeah, he will be looking to hit the back of the net.
Just on Martin Boyle, he's also chasing down a top 10 spot in the record league goal scorers for Hibs. How much will he be looking to get that done by the end of the season?
Yeah, he'll be looking to get that done. Obviously, he'll know his contract's up at the end of the season. He'll be chasing those goals before he gets there. So yeah, he'll be desperate to get another goal today and really take him towards the all-time goal scorers, break into the top 10 and really set himself alongside the greats at this club. He's
a bit like you, Joelle, in the sense that every season that comes along, he breaks another record or moves on to another milestone.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something different. Certainly not a bit like me in terms of my goals for the club. I've come nowhere near what he's achieved, but yeah, I think he's definitely a legend at this club, and he will continue to do what he can to really progress it and take it forward. Yeah, definitely. And Martin Boyle could be a massive player today later on in the derby. Not long to go until kick-off now. Time to get the pre-match thoughts from David Gray, who spoke to me earlier this week. Dave, festive football is upon us. 3 games in the space of a week around Christmas and New Year, starting with the Edinburgh derby. How much is everyone looking forward to that one?
I know I certainly am, and I know the fans will be, and the players certainly should be as well, because I say it all the time, it's very much, in my opinion, the best fixture to be involved in as a Hibs player, and the players should really look forward to that. It'll be a good game. I think going into it in a position where, off the back of a point at Tannadice, it actually becomes a very good point if you're going back up with 3 points, and that's obviously the mindset of the players going into it.
You've played in the fixture, as you said, you've been on the sidelines, you've managed them. What's so special about the derby to you?
I think it's more, I fully understand what it means to everybody involved. I think the supporters, what it means to them, I've said it many times now that, and I know people will speak about it right now because of where Hearts are in the league, but last season it was very different in terms of 11th and 12th or down the bottom, both teams, but we could be in different divisions. It could be, it doesn't matter. I think it's what it means to everybody involved and the significance of the game, that there's no such thing as no pressure on any team at any stage, and I think that's the most important thing, that we know the significance of the game regardless of what's at stake in terms of where it puts you in the league. It's all about making sure you go into the game and you try and win the game, because we know what it means to everybody. What do we need to do then on the day to make sure that we get a positive result? Well, I think you want to try and use home advantage to your advantage as best you can, and that comes from getting the crowd right behind you from the start. I know they will be because of the atmosphere naturally, but then you also need to make sure that you keep them on your side by going toe to toe and making sure that you're up for the fight, because the first thing you're going to have to do is earn the right. You always have to do that in any game, but no more so in a derby. But doing that in a controlled, disciplined way, that's another thing that you need to add to that. And then trusting your ability on the day, and I think you need to make sure that the players are fully aware of the challenge they're going to face, and that's my job and the staff's job to make sure they do that, but also give them the trust and the ability, the belief to go and win the game, and I think that's what we're going to try and do obviously come the 27th.
Yeah, how important are these next kind of run of fixtures? Obviously 2 home games at Easter Road and then Kilmarnock away to build some momentum, like you said, off that point at Tannadice.
Yeah, I think that's what's the key to it. I think I even said it before we played Dundee United, that the next few fixtures with the opportunity to really try and kick on in the league. And the one thing that's probably been let us down a little bit is the consistency of results. It's not always been performance. Performances have been there to a certain extent, but the complete performance, and make sure that we do get more consistent in these results. And hopefully, as you've just said there, with back-to-back home games, it gives us an opportunity to do that. And it'd be a great way to kickstart that if you can go and get 3 points in a derby, and what that can do for everybody involved. And you take the confidence from that because of the teams we're going to play naturally round about us. It's an opportunity to try and build on what would be a very good point if you back it up with 3 at the weekend.
Just finally then, in terms of team news, we had Chris Cadden and Warren O'Hara missing out at Tannadice. We've got a few players away on international duty at AFCON, but then the likes of Canayo and Zach Mitchell came in and took your chance. How are we looking ahead of the derby?
Yeah, I think a couple of things on that. So obviously we lost Warren and Cads at the very last minute before the game, so that can be a wee bit unsettling. But at the same time, full credit to Zach and Canayo for coming in and the level of performance they put in. That can only be a good thing. You know, they've been waiting, training well for their opportunity, which shows the squad again. But also competition for places then, which is only a good thing because you know you need to play to a level. So that was, and then obviously when you add to that, the fact you lose them 2 and you lose the 3 boys that are away on national duty, which are what you would deem starter players or certainly significant players in the squad, it shows then that the players have then went in and put in a performance. And then obviously looking towards this weekend, you'll have Warren back because it was an illness, but he's already back in the building, which is positive, and Cads will be back as well. So we'll be going into the game. We've picked up no significant injuries from Dundee United game, and if we can keep the players healthy between now and kick-off, we should be going in as strong a position as we could be.
Nice one, Dave. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yes, that was the Hibs head coach David Gray speaking to me earlier this week. Joelle, I mean, a man that knows everything about the fixture as well, a bit similar to you. He's played in it, he's been a coach on the sidelines, now managing the team. If there's anyone that's going to get the boys up for this, it's going to be David Gray.
100%. David Gray's relatable, he's been there, he's done it, he knows what it means to the club, to the supporters. So like you said, if there's anyone to give them that final message before going out onto the pitch, it's David Gray. He's the guy that, as I say, it's relatable to, and he knows what it means to this football club.
What will his message be to the players ahead of this one, just before his final team talk before they go out?
Yeah, I think he'll tell them to control the controllables, manage the emotions, but I think he will instill the fact that this is massive. It's massive for the football club, so he'll get that message across in a very balanced way. And as soon as the players step on the pitch, they'll know what it means.
Yeah, and like you said, and we saw last season, sometimes games like the derby, they can be a catalyst for kind of future success. I think the gaffer mentioned it in some of his pre-match media conferences as well. I mean, this time last year was the start of that 17-game wonderful record-breaking unbeaten run. How important could today be for starting another run like this and building a bit of momentum ahead of 2026? Yeah,
really important. I think a win today will mean so much. Obviously the bragging rights for the supporters, but like you said, this time last year it gave us the catalyst, the springboard to really go on and transform our season. And we spoke earlier about consistency and continuity, and hopefully we can get that in the result and the performance today and carry it on into the second half of the season.
Yeah, just a word on our opponents' hearts as well. Obviously they're kind of top of the table at the moment, had really been positive under Derek McInnes this season. Will that change the way that we prepare for the game, or is it a case of it's almost who turns up the day and form goes out the window a wee bit?
Yeah, I think derby days are like cup finals. I think form goes out the window because of everything that we've spoke about. There's no denying that Hearts have had a really good season so far. They've got top players, and I think for us the key is to try and keep those players quiet, be consistent and be clinical in our final third. So yeah, I think managing emotions, remaining balanced, but everything for me goes out the window in terms of form, given it is derby day. Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely. Completely agree. And before we go, we're about to finish now, but I'm going to press you for a score prediction if you don't mind. I'll go 2-0 Hibs. 2-0 Hibs. Okay, Joelle was saying
2-0 Hibs. Let us know on Instagram and X what your score predictions are. I'm afraid that is all we've got time for. Joelle, thank you very much for joining us. Again, Joelle's heading up to the commentary booth now to join Daniel Bowers, and we'll pass you over to them now. Thank you very much for watching. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you all again very soon. On the Hibs.